Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm Lisa Marie and you've just tuned into Bank Life. Now, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, welcome. To my returning viewers, welcome as well. Now, we're going to get back to part two of Van Meter versus Watkins. But to my subscribers, shout out to you, to my new and returning subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. All right, so let's get into part two, Van Meter versus Watkins.
Understand that his doubt surrounding the timeline is real.
And I know that, and I told him that, and I respect.
All right, so right away we have Judge Lauren Lake saying, listen, the timeline, he has doubts, right? Because when she slept with the other guy in front of her family's house, if you remember from part one, and his cousin, her cousin went back and told him, and she did admit to it. So, of course, he has doubts, and that's around the same time that she got pregnant. So, the judge is like, you can't understand his doubts, right? Let's go.
Did that, and I told him he didn't have to stay. He has chose to stay. He was there during the whole birth. He was there. He cut my son's umbilical cord.
But, Miss Van Meter, have you ever told the other guy he potentially was to Cedric's biological father?
All right, so I'm going to have to help her. Yes, okay? Your Honor, yes. She told the other guy that, and I'm going to let her say a little bit of it, but she told the other guy that, hey, she ran into him. First, she lied. Well, not first. She just lied and said, I got the test done. You're not the father. And then she explains the reason of why she said that, because she wanted Mr. Watkins to go ahead and be the father. And as you will be able to see, you'll understand why shortly.
I ran into him when my son was 3 months old, and he asked me if I ever found out if my son was his or not, and I told him that I did. Because I didn't want him involved, just because I want him to be the dad, because my son acts just like him.
Right. So now she's telling you, like, listen, this is the reason. Because my son, and she said, I want Mr. Watkins to be the dad. My son acts just like him. Mr. Watkins, like, yeah, of course your son is going to act like me. Because I'm the one he's around all the time. So, of course, it just makes sense that he would act like me if he's around me all of the time, which to me makes sense as well.
Like me because he's around me. He's going to take up things from me.
It just makes sense. Of course, he's going to act like him. You know what I mean? But that's important too, right? Because that means whoever you have your child around, the child is going to act like him. You know what I mean? So you have him acting, and the person, the man around him is acting correct. He gonna act. You understand? So he's just picking up from his environment. And how many of us have ever picked up things just from our environment? And you say, "Oh, I don't know. I just act like this." No, it could be because of the environment you were brought up around. All right, let's get back to the case.
Throw the other guy off the trail.
Because I love him and I do want our relationship to work. It's not like that I don't care if he leaves or not, because it would hurt me. It really would. I do love him and I care about him, but I don't want him to feel like he's
truth is, you do want your relationship.
Of course. She's saying, listen, I want my relationship to work. So I'm throwing the other guy off the trail. Listen. And how many people do that? That say, listen, it could be his child or it could be his child. But this one, he worked for the bank life. No, he worked for the bank. He bumped into Lisa Marie at Bank Life. No, but he works for the bank, or he's an investment banker, or he's a doctor, or he's an attorney. Let my child belong to him. But this one that just work a regular job, he ain't really making much. Yeah, no, my child don't belong to you. I took the test. But is that right? Or is that right? Or am I right? Or am I right? I know I'm right. You know what? But that's still not right. You know why? Because, and I'm right in saying this, it's because just because he doesn't have a good job does not mean he is not the father. Right? Biological has nothing to do with anything else. We're just talking biology now. Biological is who is the biological father according to the DNA testing. We just want to know who was the one that impregnated her, not so much who has the better cash flow, who has better character. All of that's, and we can use that in having him raise the child. But as far as knowing who the child biologically belongs to, that comes to DNA. So, that was wrong.
Yes, I do.
And you do want him to be the father of your child.
The
not
Cedric.
just in
Cute kid.
deed, right?
Yeah.
But in name as well.
Yes.
In biology.
Yes,
You're
Your
hoping
Honor.
that these paternal
All right. So look at Mr. Watkins as a baby and look at the Cedric. Okay, so do y'all believe that this is his child? Before I, continue, because you're going to find out on this part 2 the results. So do you believe that the Cedric is Mr. Watkins' son? Take another look. You can go ahead and comment if you want to comment and see if you're right at the end. Let's go.
paternity results will save the relationship.
That
Where?
because I had a scare about my cancer, and I had a biopsy done. At the end of the day, if something happens to me, I want my son to know.
All right, so she's saying, listen, for medical reasons, right? But again, that's why paternity is important. It's because of medical reasons, whether because of this, but whether, hey, when the doctors say, can you tell me your history, you got to be able to say so as an adult, right? Not only that, suppose the father needs blood. Suppose the father needs a kidney. Suppose the father needs blood. Suppose the father needs something. Come on, we got to be real here. That's why it's important to know who your father is. Let's go.
Who his dad is, because I want him to be there for that person and to know that he loves them and all that.
Who is on DeCedre's birth certificate? Who's listed as father?
Nobody.
I'm going to do this over.